So Einar, we talked about the criticality of showing examples of and demonstrating the use of our components as a part of these systems. And the history of the development and evolution of those components becomes really critical to the story that we tell in these application development centers. Can you speak to that?
We only see a small part of the product from Danfoss and very much related to supermarkets here, but Danfoss actually started with this first mechanical expansion valves. The first version of a case controller more than 30 years ago. It was introduced in 1987. We are at the 6th generation today. Full store control, as we saw in the US, starting with not just the HVAC and but also the refrigeration system integrated. We started very early here in Denmark because of taxation of HFCs. We were forced to do something, and already in around the year 2000 we started, and I think in 2002 we had the first supermarket up and running. So for more than 20 years we have now been working CO2, and I would say most of Europe they are using CO2 as refrigerant today.
So it's become standard in Europe.
It does, and it definitely.
Even in the hotter climates.
Yes.
Within Europe.
Yes, as you say, Spain or Italy or going down there. We also heard about the possibility of now harvesting the energy from such a refrigeration system, not just looking at one part, but looking at the whole system. And it's so important that all this can be managed and integrated in one system. We have 50 meters across electrical meters, meters for hot water, meters for cold water, and 3 meters for tap water. And you cannot manage what you can't measure. And that's also, I showed you up at the air handling unit. We have meters on all kind of the details, so we have a very nice idea about what's going on. One thing we have been testing, something which has been there for years, is rail heat control. And we had issues with the moisture last year, just after the system was built here, because there were a lot of moisture in the concrete as well. But again, I called the contractor, and he came and he put rail heat at 100%, and then flat out it was running. When the humidity level decreased, I started setting up our controller with the built-in functionality, so we are running rail heat based on dew point. And what we can see, we are saving a lot of energy on rail heat alone. Just in this small store on the low-temp cabinets, in those 4 groups, it's 2.6 kilowatt. And this is adding up to 22,776 kilowatt hours per year just for rail heat when it's running 100%. And in winter time, we can run it as low as 30% and saving a lot of energy. And the biggest learning here is that when we are running 100% rail heat compared to 30% rail heat, the pack will need 15% extra energy. There's an extra 15% of energy consumption on the pack just to remove the energy you put into the cabinets by means of the rail heat. So because we have that knowledge, we are now trying to tell to the supermarkets how important it is just to control a small bit like this. People think it's peanuts, but it's not. Here we have one store, and it's easy to monitor one store, but if you have a fleet of stores, you need again something like Alsense connected to a cloud system and helping you to do all that monitoring. And I think this is at least what we can see the adventure going on here.
Yeah.